So I'm here at this inspection that I know this is a flip. I've only been here 5 minutes and I know this is a flip. And I know it's going to be a really poor flip. I haven't been inside yet, but here's what I see. I see a brand new roof and I see brand new seamless gutters. So this looks to me like somebody bought the place, threw a roof and some gutters on it, and then listed it. All right, today we're going to do something different. We're going to pause the video right here. And we're going to open up the Zillow listing. And we're going to read the description on how this house is being described to buyers before we get into the inspection and we see it in reality. Check this out. Okay, you'll see right here in the second paragraph, recent updates include a brand new roof and gutters, remodeled full bath, freshly painted interior and exterior stone wall and stairway. As you move through this, man, this house was lovingly cared for by the same family for over 50 years. This home shows true pride in ownership inside and out. Let me show you how I know this is a flip and how I know it's a bad one. Now in the Zillow listing, it very clearly said that there was a brand new roof on this house. So from afar, from the street, the roof looks very nice. But let's take a little bit closer look here. Let's look right here on the ridge. Let's come down just a little bit and see this brand new roof and the damage that we're seeing to the shingles. They're actually touting this as a brand new roof. Look at the shingles right here. Now let's move on to the next photos. Look at this. This is poor workmanship. This is somebody who installed the roof or just throwing the shingles around. Look at the trimming. You can actually see the tar strip, the glue strip on that shingle. Now you're going to notice here, this shingle has 4 nails in it with sealant on it, which is fine. But this right here is actually the end shingle. And this shingle right here is supposed to have fasteners and sealant on it. Come in here, we start seeing stuff like this. Now these are the areas that are going to fail the soonest. So there's no way that this roof is going to actually meet its life expectancy. You come in here, look how beat up these shingles are, this brand new roof. This one here is lifting up on the corner. That one right there is poorly trimmed. As we come across here, there you go. There's your brand new roof. All right, we'll just start off with the walkway is in really terrible shape. But maybe we could have actually fixed the siding so that the so the blocking and the strapping underneath it isn't visible. You know, maybe the underlayment and the sheathing shouldn't be visible here. Maybe the door threshold shouldn't just have a bunch of mortar slapped on top of it. Okay, this gets way worse, so hang in there. I am honestly not sure what the heck is going on here. There appears to be just some stones, some flat stones or flagstones, actually just kind of shoved under the window with these big old gaps next to it. Now, I haven't been inside yet, but I guarantee you we're going to see water intrusion right here. But look at the slope. This slopes down to here. This all slopes down to right there. It's almost like they're trying to funnel the water into this basement window. You come over here and that window's broken. That window's broken. That window's broken. There's a hole in the window here that they just put a fender washer and a nut on. And this looks really new. It's nice and shiny. And then these big old gaps I can stick my fingers in. But here's the workmanship. Here's the stuff. They slapped paint on it, but didn't even bother to mask off the glass. Whatever looks good in the listing from 50 feet away, I guess. That's a big bunch of nope. That's a big bunch of nope. The workmanship is amazing. All right, but here's where we get into some of the meat and potatoes of this. I look right here and I see a kind of a bulge to this wall. You can see right here it's kind of leaning, right? A little bit of a bulge to it. You can see right there the top's kind of leaning over. I don't know where they thought all of this water was going to go, because right up here, this is a giant funnel all that water is being shoved right behind this wall, which is all just going to end up right there in front of the garage. As I work my way up here, you just couldn't get worse grade right up to the house. Looky here. Parge coating with step cracks in it. Big giant gaps in the foundation. You come over here. Parge coating just coming right off the wall. Now I love that they put the blocks right here because this helps funnel the water into that window. You don't want that water running down here. What you want to do is try to get as much of it into the basement as possible. As we come up to the front door, we've got a 4-inch rise, a 6-inch, 7-inch rise, and then a 13-inch rise. So yeah, that's non-uniform riser heights. Over here we got this big open basement window well that's just funneling water right into it. A hose bib. Oh, it's the new Bluetooth kind. You just take this wherever you need the water and you water. That's a big bunch of nope. Come over here to the main service conductors. Right there, this is where the drip loop is, and this comes down here. But let's check out this high quality wiring coming into this house. Yeah, that looks good. Oh yeah, it gets better and better and better. I don't see any problem. Now you just know these brand new seamless gutters. You got the big downspouts. That all looks amazing, right? I don't know. Kind of seems like maybe they should have mounted that somehow. That's a big bunch of nope. Custom. Another clear sign of a flip. That's how it's supposed to look. When you come into a house and you see the hot and the neutrals reversed, there's not an electrician alive that would get those wires backwards. So this tells me DIY work was happening here. You come over here and you look real close, and it starts to tell a story about some very significant damage around these windows. And these nice broomed textured walls, because everybody likes a broom textured wall. Broom texturing, it's not just for concrete driveways anymore. All right, look, when these houses get old, they don't take care of themselves like they used to, and you get wall cellulite. It's just part of the natural aging process. You get some of the cellulite going on, it's kind of hard to get rid of. But my favorite, and who doesn't love an olive colored sink? That's a safety hazard. When you have a newly renovated bathroom, I don't know, kind of feels like maybe you'd want to plug in a hairdryer or a curling iron or have some sort of ability to use electricity in the bathroom. Nope, not in this amazing flip. You don't get an outlet in the bathroom. What do you guys think? Is this toilet secured? I'm in the shower right now, and if there is anything that I love, a feature in a shower, and that is to be able to reach over and stick my fingers in this little outlet right here, or get to these switches, because it's great to be in the shower and to be able to actually touch electrical fixtures. Yeah, that's a big bunch of nope. Flipper's gonna flip. Yeah. Newly renovated kitchen. We got new appliances, mustard colored 1960s countertops. Who doesn't love mustard yellow? Oh yeah. That is beautimous. There is nothing better than open grounds right next to the sink that is not GFCI protected. I'm here, getting down here to inspect this fireplace, and I can already tell these handles and everything are in really poor shape. I'm wondering why they set these logs right in front of those doors. Oh, that's why. Let's go into the fireplace and see what we see. Well, the firebox is warped and rusted. Let's see. I think the baling wire on the flue end is a nice touch. Fireplace recently serviced. Love it when I see fresh patching. You know that drywall mud was really fresh and new, but there's a new crack in it. All the way down on their nice recent patchwork. All right, we got this water heater here, and it's in a drip pan. I also see a TPR discharge pipe here. Check this out. That's supposed to be fastened. And the drip pan is just dumping out on the floor. So it literally might as well not even be there. La la la, nothing to see here. Just a gaping big hole, crack in the floor joist. Goes all the way up here. That's a big bunch of nope. Another crack in this floor joist, but no worries. They put a little 2x4 on it. That'll hold it. Now these inspections are always a quandary because we are supposed to observe and report on what we see. We're not supposed to speculate or guess or say, you know, maybe, just maybe, but here's what I know. I know that I can see where there was moisture coming through this wall, all along here. There's moisture stains all along the bottom. You come over here, we see moisture staining in that corner. As we come over here, you can see where there was water damage in here, all down along the bottom. There's a mold-like substance growing in a whole bunch of places. But the floor is dry. There is no water on the floor in this basement. So did somebody recently dry this and clean this up? Is this a current problem? I'm supposed to observe and report on what I see today on the conditions of the home on the day of the inspection. So this is always a quandary. So do I put in the report that it appears that there's moisture intrusion, or do I say that the basement was dry on the day of the inspection? Leave your comment below and let me know what you think I should do. And then I'll do a follow-up video to tell you what I actually did. Flippers are gonna flip. Flippers are gonna flip. They'll chew up the wires and then they'll just go on a trip. I swear it's no big problem. It's all perfectly fine. It's just asbestos tape on all of your ductwork. Breathe deep. So these foundation walls don't look real terrible, but here's the thing. I'm noticing this big mortar joint right across here. Everything looks pretty consistent, but I'm wondering, why do these kind of stand out? It's time to break out our fancy tools. Come with me as I shoot laser beams across the foundation. So, if the foundation's in good shape, this is what the laser beam is supposed to look like. But that ain't what it looks like. Preston, that looks pretty straight. Yeah, that one looks straight too. not. Preston, there's nothing wrong with an S-shaped wall. This one's my favorite. Yep. All right, so I know you guys hear me say this all the time, but right there, right where that foundation is bowing the worst, is literally right here where the grade is the worst. This is why I say every day, right there is where that laser beam is pointing, and right here is where the ground is sloped the worst. And this is the difference between just reporting damage, just reporting defects, and getting into connecting dots and talking about causation. Because after all, what's the point of fixing the damage if you're not going to solve the problem that's causing it? I'll show you something about iron waste pipes. These are bell and spigot iron waste pipes, very common in my area. There's the bell, there's the spigot. But here's the thing. These last a long time, but they are mostly beyond their useful service life. But what we want to look for is what I call barnacles. You see that barnacle right there? See that one right there? All of those are actual poop water leaking through the inside of this pipe. That means the pipe is corroded to the point where it's leaking out through the iron. That means this is imminently going to fail. And if we were to look straight down on the ground, you will see the drips from where they drip. You see those brown dots? Yeah. They correlate with every single one of those barnacles. That's a big bunch of no. The only thing I love more than a gold sparkly bar top is the foundation collapsing right behind it. Come on down, guys. Let's get up here. Look, I see strategically placed items. There is no way there's anything behind this like a defect or a crack or a hole in the wall. There's just no way people would do stuff like that. Yeah, there is just no way they would do that. But my favorite part of this flipped home, the chef's kiss. Everybody loves a little wood grain shelf paper stuck to their ductwork. Who doesn't love their ductwork with really nice fine mahogany wood grain? That is a big bunch of yep. Now let me know if you guys see any clue that there might be a moisture intrusion problem down here. I don't know. Can you see anything at all that might be a hint? So I wonder if this house had a mold problem. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. What do you think? You can kind of see, if you look around, you will see. If you look real close, you'll see that splotchiness.